Swastiastu. Napi gatra.
Excellencies, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the iconic Tandjung Sari Hotel for the launching of the long-awaited passion project, the book Mass of Bali, Between Heaven and Hell. My name is Marlo Bandem and I will be your host for today's event. We are very grateful for your company, for your presence here, and I must say that being part of this project since years, yeah, Pak Bruce, yeah, years and years, yeah, 4 years, and it's such a pleasure for us to be here and be part of this celebration in celebrating the legacies of the Indonesian culture, the Mas of Bali. Pak Bruce and Pak Bandem, who has been in charge of this project, who has been co-writing this book, have traveled all over the world to amass a collection, yeah, going to museums, galleries, temples, visiting private collectors, to unearth all of the magnificence of the Mas of Bali. And the team also is completed, yeah, by our photographer Doddy Obenk and also our design graphist Sanur, yes. So let's make today a celebration, and today is a tribute to all of you that has been great supporters of this project. And I will have Pak Bruce to talk about the book, yeah, first, and then we have a special presentation later by Mani Bandem and also Bapak Wayan Dibiel, two of our maestros that will perform and discuss about the iconographies of the Mas of Bali, accompanied by the Makara Dwaja performing group. So without further ado, please, if you are still undecided about getting the book, please have a glass or two wine and beer, yes, and we are definitely would provide you with the book, and then definitely there will be book signings also later. Without further ado, please welcome Pak Bruce Carpenter.
Yes.
Om Swastiastu.
Shanti, shanti, shanti.
Masks have been worn by our species, Homo sapiens, for at least 40,000 years. The earliest masks are depicted in cave paintings that you see the shaman dressed as a stag or some other animal for magical purposes. Not unlike the mask of the many animals in the Ramayana story that you'll see. Masks were found all over the world, from ancient times until modern times. They're in Japan, they're in India, they're in Mexico, they're in South America, close to where I was born. The mask of the Iroquois tribes, the funny-shaped masks, were also worn by shamans. And I had the good luck of landing in Bali in 1976 and meeting with one of the great mask traditions of the world. This was after reading a book by Joseph Campbell called The Masks of God. And what the Mask of God made very clear is that there was a reason that humans made masks. It was because when they put on the mask of the god or the hero or the demon or whoever it was, they weren't pretending to be that personality, that being, they became it. And that's the thing. It's the unification of the spiritual with the supernatural, with our human realm. And that's why Masks are sacred, and that is certainly something the Balinese know. So in the book, when I met Pat Made was one of the great dancers of his generation. He's also a scholar with a PhD from UCLA. He studied with Mantle Hood. He studied with many intelligent persons. So he knows both worlds. So it's very interesting when we came here and started learning about the local cultures. Made was also part of a generation that went to our countries to learn about our strange and exotic, habits and customs. And this book started 4 years ago, and it was a tribute to the three great traditions, because there are three great traditions in Balinese mask which have merged in one. The oldest is exorcism. The exorcism masks that date back to the early period that were worn by the shamans thousands of years ago, in the Neolithic and perhaps before that. Those are embodied in Bali nowadays in Ratu Gede Machaling, who happens to live on that island over there. She has a temple dedicated to her. You probably know her as Rangda. Okay? The second great tradition is that of the barong, the lion dance. The lion dance you find everywhere in the world where the Vajrayana Buddhist tradition went, including Japan, China, Tibet, Vietnam, and Indonesia. The third great tradition, which is the historical one in Bali, dates back to at least the 9th century. We know that because there are copper engravings, the prastasti, that date from that period that tell us about the masks. And they were about heroes, and they were also about villains and other ones that we see. And that's the mask. Those are the masks that we know also, because you see here in the book there's several sections and photos of masks that have never been photographed before from the temples, from the sacred temples that go back to the 16th century and perhaps earlier. Because this is one of the big points here, is that this tradition and a Balinese tradition, which has been portrayed for so many years as being folkloric and funny and nice, is in fact part of an ancient, profound tradition that dates back thousands of years. And you all have the chance to still see it, because it's still very much alive. And it's alive because of men like Pat Bandam and Pat Dibia. And we need to thank them very much for being able to walk both sides of the world. And in that sense, we can say that they're twice born, because they have different existence. And I would like to give it to Pat Made now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Bruce, for a wonderful explanation already about our books together. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it has been mentioned briefly by Pak Bruce, my colleague, Pak Bruce, that in our book we included only 9 genres of Balinese mass dance, only 9 genres about Balinese mass dancing, because we have about 11, 2 of them still developing, and maybe for our next project for that one. So when we speak about 9 genres, in the book you will see the first is called Brutuk, the most primitive mass found only in a village called Trunyan Bangli. Secondly, already mentioned by Pak Bruce, it was the barong, many different barongs, barong cat, barong bangkal, barong, and other barong. The third one we'll see a barong landung. This is a different genre of barong. effigy, big effigy, big dolls like puppet dolls are very high, maybe 3 or 4 meters. And then we have barong tinkling in the form of wanara. Wanara is a monkeys. They jumping around, blas-blasan, they purify the houses, and then later on, when it is put in the story, by Ramayana story or Mahabharata, it's called Wayang Wong. So that's another genre. We have the Gajah Mada mask. Pak Bruce already mentioned, the most sacred mask, but we were lucky to be able to take a photograph, and also Topeng Bidadari later on from Ketewel, and then we have Topeng Pajagan, and then also Topeng Pancer. I don't want to explain this in lengthy time, because you will read and see this about mask all in our books. But I would like to tell you that the genre of this mask in Bali, Topeng in Bali, determined by iconography, determined by costume, determined by manner of speech, and the story they use in the play itself. So, but today I would like to show you some iconography of Balinese mask. Swasti was my Hanuman mask. Swasti is my wife. She's been helping me a lot also during the process of the research. This mask is called Hanuman mask. This mask made by Iwayan Tangguh from Singapadu, and he created back in 1974. So this mask created during the Wayang Festival and the Mask Festival in 1974. We made 2 masks. One is Sugriwo and one is Hanuman. This mask is supposed to be for Pak Harto. He didn't pick up this mask, but the mask that he took is a Sugriwo, the other mask. Okay. Then we have still this mask. So when we speak about iconography, first we speak about attribute called Laksana. All gods and Indian gods and Hindu god usually has attribute. Attributes mean like God Vishnu has a weapon called Chakra. And he has also an escort called Garuda. His wife is Lakshmi. So does Shiva. Shiva has his escort is Lembu Nandini. His wife or his Sakti is Parvati, and his weapon is Padma. All of the gods in Bali has been attributes like this. And in this mask, the Hanuman, the monkey mask, mythological monkey mask, has attribute this one. It's a very distinct attribute known as Sakartaji, a color separated the mask and the costume in the back. In this Sakartaji, the design is really like wings of Garuda. Hanuman is one of the fastest walking, running monkey. It's almost like a flying monkey, as he is an ambassador from Rama for going to Alanka to meet with Ravana in this case. Okay, this attribute. And then even though there's a monkey, it has also an earring here. The earring, there are 2 earrings here. Yeah, this is mean also, showing the beautiful and mythological monkey, in this case Hanuman, in this case God's Hanuman. So it has a earring. Others has a flowers as earring. It depends on the character of the mask itself. So in this case, you can differentiate also monkey and giants later on. Monkey like this has 4 fangs, while giant has only 2. So there's a differentiation between the monkey mask and also the giant mask later on. So only 6 teeth on the top, 6 in the bottom. So the 6 teeth on the top, meaning also a Sadripu. Yeah, Sadripu, 6 enemy in your body. 6 enemy in your body. Kroda is one of them, anger is one of them. And then Kama, Kama is just a pleasure, more of a pleasure or sex in this case. You have to control everything. Loba is greedy. And then Moho is like cheating people. And then Mabuk, it is a drunk. And then the last one is Matsarya, dubious or uncertain. So this help you to control. This is symbolize of that one in the mask of Bali like that. Okay, so Balinese mask also has a urna here. This urna is very special because this is made of jit kakul. This is jit kakul. It is the back of the keong. Keong is snails. Then it has also here a tanduk of horn. So this all of the design, all of this ragam hias belong to that kind of mask. Okay, when I was studying mask from my father, so that's the view from his father also, my father told me, Balam, if you want to be a good dancer in Bali, good mask dancer, you have to be a good person first. A challenge for us when my father talk about that one. What is good person in Bali? And then finally that I learned is there's a concept called Tri Kayo Parisuddha. Tri Kayo Parisuddha, think well, think clearly and purely, and then talk nicely, and then homage to other people, respect to other people, and then acting also to other people, help, and then you helping to people, and you also respect to people. So that kind of thing you have to learn before dancing. Even though like that, but you, as a dancer for the Balinese topeng, you have to go through the ritual procession like that. Ritual procession, something like purification. Before learning then, purification. Okay, in Balinese dance, topeng dance, I don't want to continue this. There are two types of characters. Strong character, male and female characters. Subdivision of this one, it is through vocabulary movement, of course. Subdivision of this, that's strong and refined characters. In this time, we would like to show you the difference between strong and refined characters. Dr. Divyo will perform to you a strong character. How does a standing position do when it has a strong character? Because Balinese dancing based on agam standing position. This kind of thing, they stand like this, knees turn out, stomach, chest up, stomach in, you place your hand like this, all different kind of standing position we find in this topeng dancing, depends on the characters. Walking style, so different between the refined and also strong character. You to look for that one, the vocabulary movement, the way he walk, the way he making the transition movement, and also the way and the expression also of the mask itself. So the characterization based on that kind. But Divyo, would you help them come and show one of your masks perform for a strong character in this one? So you can see the difference between strong and strong and refined characters. So we do not have any full costume today, just to give you some brief demonstration actually. You will look for different walking style later on from the strong character like what Divyo said. So keep in mind there are four types of criteria for Balinese dancing. One is agam, right, Pak Livia? Agam standing position. Second is walking style. Third is a transition movement. And then, of course, the fourth one, part of the iconography, it is the expression, wibawa. Okay. So, Pak Livio has two strong characters here with him to bring it from his collection, because my father and his father are partner in the old days. Yes, master in Arja, master in Mas, dan Sama and Barong. They both, so the three of them, actually creating the Barong and Kris dance for tourism today in Bali in 1948, right? So he brings two masks, right? Pak Livio, you want to say this?
Yeah, this one is also considered as strong character, but not as strong as this, because Pak Bandam going to demonstrate the king, and the expression of this mask so close to the king, so I decided to demonstrate this strong character, so you can see the difference.
Also the colors, aesthetically very important in the Balinese dance. So these strong characters have brownies or red colors for bravery, and the white color for greenish for holy and very dignity in characters like that. So when we speak about iconography, aesthetically, colors is very important. Has signification in the topeng. Ya Pak Ridho, silakan. Terima kasih Pak.
Ade and I are starting a comedy team. We're going to be in Saturday Night Live next year, so make sure you see us. So, no great art, no great studies, nothing great happens without vision and without patronage. And the people have helped us to make this book real, and hopefully we're going into the future because we really feel that Balinese culture needs to be recognized as a world international culture, and Bali should continue these studies in depth. Yeah, Jaya Bali, Bali Jaya. Yeah.
Okay, Bali Viva
Oh,
Jaya.
Yeah. Let's talk about autonomy, but another time.
Okay.
But I would like to, in particular, give our kind thanks to David and Jay. Collectors and art lovers. They're just truly wonderful people.
Without your help, no books like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oke, thank you
Oh,
Pak
yeah.
semuanya, thank you semuanya hadir. Terima kasih.
Treatment.
Saya Surabaya, tapi saya bikin foto gini.
Oh, ganti aja.